much I've already been through. You don't know the place I'm coming from. I've been high, I've been low, fought the demons in my soul. You don't know how much I've already been through. Stand proud, never backing down. Hard work till they put me in the dirt. So you're gonna learn, you get what you deserve. And I stand my ground, never backing down. Oh yeah. Cut my teeth on streets nobody wants to go through. Earn these stripes made of lines that can't be undone. I've been high, I've been low, and the proof is in my bones. You don't know how much I've already been through. Stand proud, never backing down. Hard work till they put me in the dirt. So you're gonna learn, you get what you deserve. And I stand my ground, never backing down. Never backing down. Oh no. Never backing down.
Happy Friday, August 11th, 2023. It's Chris and Mark with the NWA Exchange podcast, the only podcast you need to be listening to know everything about Bella Vista and beyond. And then some, son. Man, I hope everybody had a great week. We got one heck of a show, and we're going to get into it right meow. What's going on, buddy, old pal of mine?
How's it going?
It's going, man. Had a good week off, man.
You did, yeah.
Did some
Sometimes
hanging
you
out
need
at
that
the
to recharge
beach,
your batteries, man.
Like the beach. It was hot in Florida, though, bro.
Was it?
Yeah, it was hot. It was. We did the Pensacola Lighthouse. I think it was 103 that day.
Yeah,
There was no ventilation going up to 170. I think it's 177 steps, man. It was made it up to the top though, and when we stepped out on that, that little balcony ring around the top of the lighthouse, that
I heard there's
cool
a lot
ocean
of friendly people
breeze,
out there, man.
That cool ocean breeze just hits you. You're just like, yeah, this feels good, right? But it was hot, man. But had a great time, man. Saw the Blue Angels, went to the Naval Air Museum, and just did spending some time with the family out on the beach. It's a great vacation, man. Like
awesome.
I think vacations are best when you have no schedules.
Yeah, I think so too, man. Just play it by ear. You don't get all stressed out having to go here, having to go there, and stay on point. Some people don't like that. They like to be really organized and have a list and have to stick by it, and it stresses people out, man.
Yeah, I could have gone for a couple more days. I could have been good for a couple more days. No. Not sure if I'm going to move just yet. Just not sure if I'm going to move just yet. I would have to do some time down there just to acclimate to the heat and humidity. But
yeah,
man, out on the beach, man, it was nice, dude. Nice breeze. Water temperature was awesome. Fish like me, dude. I don't know what it is about me when I get in the ocean. Fish are just curious. They come up. They're like, "Hey, man, let me give you a little nibble." Man, I don't get it. Schools of fish just like, they hang out with me, man. I don't know why. That's always the freaky thing about getting in the ocean.
Are they back to school down there, or what's the deal?
I don't think. I think they
still
start.
summer
I
thing?
think they start soon. I mean, obviously, Benton County schools. Some schools have already started, and our local school, Cooper, starts next week. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that the beaches will calm down a little bit after school season opens up. It really wasn't too bad where we went. We'd like to go out to Pensacola area stuff, and it wasn't too terrible, man. We had a good time. Good family vacation, man, to kick off the end of summer and the beginning of another school year. So
Awesome. Good deal.
So, my man, tell me what is going on in Northwest Arkansas. I know you had something about volunteer days out at the Bentonville Park. Obviously, Bella Vista doesn't have a Parks and Recreation division, but Bentonville Park does. And I think it's volunteer time, right? People can go out.
Osage Park has a volunteer. You have to go on their website. They're running from 9 a.m. to 12. Give you an opportunity to spend some time out there. And if you haven't been out to Osage Park, it's pretty awesome place out there in Bentonville. So they're doing.
It looks like they have.
volunteer-
It looks
Go ahead.
like they have them the second Saturdays of every month from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. March through October. There is an application that you can fill out. And there is some information out here. Volunteer tasks include seed collection, seeding of prairie areas, weeding manicured beds, surveying invasive plants, hand pulling invasive plants, using hand tools to remove invasive plants, litter and debris removal, and invasive plant removal. And there is a special note on there, volunteers at Osage Park. This is the one with the boardwalk that goes over the wetlands area. Every now and then you'll see a muskrat or a beaver.
Yeah.
Or a snake or two. I've seen several snakes out there. But it says that you may be in the vicinity of venomous snakes and poisonous plants, poison ivy and poison hemlock. So keep that in mind if you were wanting to sign up for this volunteer opportunity. But it is a beautiful park.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Hey, just a reminder, I know we talked a few weeks ago about Gordon Hollow construction going on a detour. Bella Vista Police came out with enhanced speed enforcement on O'Neill Drive. The funny thing about O'Neill Drive is when you go out that side
Straight
of
up
town,
residential, isn't it?
the GPS pulls you into O'Neill Drive. You can actually go straight down to Scottsdale and go across, but it pushes in there. And it's like a small residential neighborhood is what it is.
Oh.
And it's like a cut through, right? So I can imagine how many people are flying through there and going down there because they don't even realize they're in a residential small subdivision, you know?
Well, I mean, the rule of thumb is 25 unless it's posted otherwise in Bella Vista. I think there's plenty of signs that tell you that, right? But the majority of our roads, if you're not on a main artery, is 25, right? I mean, realistically, I mean, it's hard to catch yourself. And I'm always aware of my speed. I'm looking down. Okay, well, 30. But
Right.
I mean, there's so many people who are driving double or triple the speed limit on a lot of these roads where it's 35, man.
Yeah.
And they like to get up on that butt and hug that bumper, man. And I'm like, if you're gonna ride my butt that hard, you better be spanking me and pulling my hair, man. I'm gonna do the speed limit, bro. For real. I'm gonna slow it down. You ain't pushing me anywhere. I mean, I'm not in a rush. I don't have to be in a rush. And that's the biggest thing. You want to ride somebody's butt, by all means, do it somewhere else, man. Because I'll slow you down. No worries about that.
You lose a couple minutes of your time. It's not worth getting in an accident over. You know, it just
and
isn't.
it's not like I drive it's not like I drive 5 under the speed limit, right? I'm usually in that that 5 over the speed limit area, but people that's not good enough for them. And everybody needs to take a moment of pause, and just say, is it really worth it? Right?
Yep.
I don't think it is. Not with the amount of deer, dude. I went into Bentonville last night to do some work for AMP. And Man, I mean, there was a little baby deer, right, a little fawn, like right in a gully, like the ditch off the side of the road, and he picked his head up, and I was like, dude, that little guy could have got ran over, man.
Yeah.
If I had been going fast and spooked him. So there's
Trafalgar is a big one too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of them
dude,
up and
Trafalgar
down. You see them all
there
the
is
time.
deer
They're
for
everywhere.
days on
You got to slow
Trafalgar.
down, man.
They're out there for days. I went to the store before I went on vacation, man, and man, I think I saw like 12 deer just in the course of, like from Commonwealth to 71 Business. It was insane.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck?
It is. It's crazy. Hey, about time. Bella Vista Mercy Way Bridge is open.
It's done.
I saw some wingnut out in the middle of it, waving his hands. I don't know what was going on. If it was a hostage situation.
Yeah, go play in the road, son. Go play in the road. Hey, that's what you tell the kids when they're on your nerves. Somebody just told them, just go play in the road. Just go play.
Well, I thought it was a construction guy, but it's some guy just
waving a
his
wacky
hands or
Wednesday.
something. I thought they were filming
Wednesday
a movie or
sign
something out there. It's crazy.
I don't know.
Hey,
I don't know.
Hey, we got the concerts, man. Concert lineup, buddy. You want to put that baby up?
Boy George and Culture Club.
If that's your thing, Boy George, man, is coming to the amp. Wait,
Pantera.
August 14th. Coming in. Hey, what a lineup, though. August 15th, you got Pantera rolling in. Smashing Pumpkins, we talked about. August 16th. August
Jelly Roll,
18th,
man.
back in Phoenix. There's some more, but I don't have those out there. You can see those there.
Beck in Phoenix, Kids Bop Live,
Yeah.
Sam Hunt, Jelly Roll. I know a lot of people like Jelly Roll. Piso Pluma. I don't know who the heck that is. But the schedule's going out all the way. Keeps on going all the way.
Here's what I don't understand, Chris.
Sting.
These guys are showing
October
up here.
12th. Sting, man.
Yeah.
Sting.
What I don't understand is, I mean, it's probably about like 5,000 or 6,000 people you can fit into that amp, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, these guys like Smashing Pumpkins, Pantera, they can fill 18,000, 20,000, man.
Yeah. Oh, it's kind of like a private concert, bro. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Like Shinedown, October 5th, Shinedown and Papa Roach, dude. That would be one that I would sign up to go to. Shinedown is a great
for sure.
band,
That'd be
dude.
a good concert.
Papa
man. There's
Roach,
no
not so much, but Shinedown, dude, they're on my playlist, brother.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know how they pull in these bands, man, but they're getting it done. Whoever's doing it, bookings, man, because like I said, a lot of these guys can pull civic centers of 20, 30,000 or big stadiums. Some of the smaller guys aren't going to do that, but some of these big boys can do it, man. There's no doubt.
Well, look, Jason Aldean's going to be out there September 14th. Try that in a small town.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's his name's tonight? Who was tonight? Or last night. Last night. What was last night?
Last night was Luke Bryan.
Yeah, Luke Bryan.
Yeah. So yeah, man, lots of great lineups. I'm glad to see that the AMP is bringing. See, I got that AMP mind, man. But I'm glad to see AMP is bringing some really quality bands. They're the first few years, man. It was kind of hit or miss on who they would get and stuff, and now they're starting to bring in some really good bands. And these are bands that have like went through the test of time, right? Like you're talking about Smashing Pumpkins, Pantera. Boy George and Culture Club, man. I mean, like they have a cult following, man. Yeah. And then when you get down to Tenacious D, that one's just gonna be stupid in September, man. Jason Aldean, Queens of the Stone Age, listen to them too, man. I mean, like they got All American Reject, Sting, dude. Like I said, Shinedown and Papa.
It's a good way to wrap up the summer, man. That's for sure.
Good bands, man. I mean, like, and I don't know. Get out there, find them tickets, man. They're even telling you, man, the ones that are selling fast. Obviously, Jason Aldean, that thing will be sold out like real quick. Especially with the way he's moving up the charts lately. Moving along, son. We've got some city business, right?
Meetings, man. I know everybody looks forward to those. Planning commission meeting is going to take place August 14th at the public building there, 2483 Forest Hills Boulevard in Bella Vista. Then the following week, we have the city council work session. So I get an opportunity to check out and see how the city council runs, find out what they're talking about, and There can't be any conversation there. You don't have your 3 minutes, but you can figure out what they're up to there. And the phone, that'll be from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. And August 28th will be the regular city council meeting. So that'll give you the opportunity to, if you want to have a discussion or your 3 minutes with the city council, you can do that. And then we're in Labor Day, man. It's pretty crazy. Labor Day, a Monday will be closed. The offices will be closed, and it's hard to believe the summer's just wrapping up, Chris. It really is.
It really is. We're at the end, man. Seasons are going to change. I'm ready for a cool off, man. I don't think it's going to be here for another month, but I'm ready for a cool off, dude. I really am.
For sure.
And, also that weekend, September 1st through 3rd, don't forget that Amped Electric Games is going on. Yours truly, as part of the Amped family team, I will be out there working my booty off, providing live stream production services and just trying to kick this off to the online community, man. Amped is growing every day, man. Our team is working their rears off all hours of the day. Working deals with vendors and sponsors, bringing more. We were luckily capable enough to get some really cool updates just last night, actually. And I'll provide some of those updates here shortly after the break of what you guys can expect from AMP this year.
Yeah, just a reminder, Bella Vista Farmers Market's running the Sundays until October. Mercy Way out in Bella Vista will be running from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m.
I think it was rained out last weekend, right? Was it rained out last? I think they called it for rain last weekend.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. And so
they did.
I saw somebody post that they wanted to go to it. It was rained out, but it didn't rain. Thank you, weathermen. You guys got a dream job, man. You don't have to be right. It's partly cloudy or partly sunny. I don't know. Just I don't know, flip a coin and call it, right? And nobody really even calls you out on your BS, man.
I don't even know what the heck's happened to meteorology, but it seems like it went back 30 years, man. I don't even understand how bad it's gone.
I cannot tell you how many rides that I did not go on because I'm like, oh, it's going to rain, right?
Right.
It's going to rain today. And then it didn't rain all day. And I'm like, what is going on with these weather reports, man?
You think with the technology that we have now, it would be better? It's just the opposite, man. It really is.
The technology is good, but the people are incompetent. So, I mean, it's a trade-off, right? You build better technology, the people get dumber. Or you just go old school and just be like, all right, man, stick your finger up. Do you feel a little sizzle in your hair? Is your arm hair? What might it do today, Mr. Weatherman from the 80s? It's probably going to rain. And it usually would rain, right? I mean, like, I don't know, man. How would they know? They'll never know.
No. $10 cost plus, Chris.
That's it, man, the Budget Busters. Here we go, baby.
Oh, man, I'm starting to drool. T-bone steaks, $5 a pound, man. Let me, just let us know where you can get $5 a pound T-bone steaks anywhere else. Okay?
That's a 16 ounce, right? A pound is 16 ounces.
Yep.
That's a big boy. That's a big boy,
yep.
Okay. That sucker right there would probably, for one of those would feed my wife and my son, and then one of them would feed me. Just saying. Yeah. Pork butts. Yeah. We got to get out there and get some pork butts too, brother.
Oh yeah, two pack of pork butts, $1.35 a pound. 80-20 ground beef, $2.98 a pound. Boneless chicken breast, $1.25 a pound. Man, you can't beat that. I was just checking today. I was at Walmart. It was $2.97 a pound, dude. They're charging for boneless chicken breast.
Yep.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
It is.
IQF breasts and wings, 2.5 pound bag, $4.50 each. Blueberries, $1.28 a pint. Roma tomatoes, 77 cents a pound. Small avocados, 58 cents each. You can't beat it,
dude. Greener Selection salad mix, 98 cents, dude. This stuff is selling for like $2 in the local store, man. $2 to $3.
I know.
98 cents.
It's crazy, man. I'm picking up some
and half the stuff that you're buying at the local stores, it's like it's rotated to the front and it's already starting to get nappy anyway, man. So
yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna get these pork butts. I'm sure I'll get a couple packs of those. And man, the T-bones, I got to jump on those, throw some in the freezer, and finish up the the summer, man.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. If you're picking up butts, man, hook me up, pick me up. Some. I'll give you the money, and because I'm gonna get some of that done up, or just having for food, man, protein during AMP, dude. I'm gonna have a bag of that stuff ready to throw on a bun and.
You don't want any of that lab meat, do you?
Huh? I don't want none of that lab meat, man. Tyson's shutting down plants, man, so they can grow that smeat, right, in a lab. That's something that I don't think a lot of people realize, man. When you see Tyson shutting down plants, that means something else.
We just saw this past week. Yeah,
and if you like, this is another thing. Look at the ingredients. Like, if you go and buy a can of condensed soup, right, chicken noodle soup, go and buy it, and look at the ingredients. Flip it over, buddy.
Yeah,
bioengineered.
I know, and they don't disclose that. You have to look like you did.
What does bioengineered mean?
Yeah,
Smeat?
It's scary, man. It's just a scary world we live in.
FDA is a joke, man. USDA is a joke.
Yeah, they closed up a bunch of plants. I tell you what, it's devastating. Is that Knoll plant, Chris? Because that was
that one's going to be that's going to be a killer for that community. Man. That's going to be a killer for Northwest Arkansas and Southwest Missouri. Population. That's terrible. But you know what? I mean, I guess that's what happens these days, man.
It's a shame, real shame.
I just what's going to happen to the human genome in a few years after people have been eating smeats and been, I don't know, inoculated 20 times for whatever.
Buddy, I'm a meat eater. I'm staying that way. I'm not.
I don't know, buying that crap. Are you cool with I mean, I'm sure they're using mRNA technology inside.
No, I'm not good with it. The FDA took about 4 minutes to let it go through the system and said, "Oh yeah, we're okay with it. No research, nothing done.
No problem.
No
long-term studies, nothing. I mean, I don't know how many people have gluten allergies and immunocompromised and everything. I don't know. Maybe it's what you eat.
Yeah.
Right.
They've been pushing that Beyond Meat and all that other garbage for years now, man. And they just talk it up because it's all promoted by Wall Street and they're trying to make as much money as they can. But it's such a small percentage of the industry. It's not even worth even wasting your time over, know. But you're right. It's going to come a time where you have limited means. And that's why we're rolling out our, got to get your own chickens and your own livestock, man.
Well, in light of everything that Biden's been doing this week, we are going to play that montage for our quick little 2-minute break. And we will be right back with some great news, some updates on other things. See you in a minute.
And now I'm standing next to the president again, next to a collapsed bridge here. And he is here to commit to work with the governor and the delegation to make sure that we get this fixed quick, fast as well, too. This is a president that is committed to infrastructure. Yeah, and then on top of that, the dual kind of law of the inflation bill that is going to make sure that there's going to be bridges all across America getting rebuilt.
And maybe most important, I've committed that by 2020, we will have conserved 30% of all the lands and waters the United States has jurisdiction over and simultaneously reduce emissions to blunt climate impact.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Out of a DeLorean?
God save the Queen, man.
God save the Queen! The fascist regime!
Reconciliation? Must it be reconciliation?
What must be what? What must be what? What must be what?
I am Cornholio. I need TV for my bunghole.
And Neil Smith, an old buddy. Are you here, Neil? Neil, I miss you, man. I miss you.
Instead of being man and wife, you'll be butt buddies.
Anyway.
And we are back from that short little intermission, man. So while I was out of town, I was still, late night trolling Court Connect, bro.
It doesn't stop, does it?
There's a lot of back and forth between the attorneys on that stuff, hasn't there? Latest ones. Dude, I don't even know how to get into this. Like, it's all like, it's the battle of minds and using case law right now. But well, let me just pull up some of these. So this one was filed on behalf of the plaintiffs, obviously we the people, and the plaintiffs replied to the defendants' response to plaintiffs' motion to modify the TRO. State alleged as follows: blah blah. This is all legal speak, but basically, the plaintiff is saying that the city of Bella Vista has responded to self-proclaimed citizen complaints, right? Remember the FOIA show very little report.
Yeah.
Police calls, code enforcement calls, any calls, right?
And 2 weeks ago, they did the same thing, Chris. Yeah. We went over that.
We watched
2 weeks
them.
ago.
We watched them. All these people coming, I've called.
They doubled down.
It's so horrible on my street. You would think that these people live in the ghetto, right?
Yeah.
They don't. They don't live in the ghetto. This stuff isn't happening. You guys are delusional. I don't know how many times we have to say this. If you don't call and report it and have it logged, it didn't happen.
Right. And the judge is going to come out and ask that. He goes, provide me with the evidence for this. And they're going to look at each other and they're going to say, well, why are we having this conversation? You know what I mean?
But
you don't have any information whatsoever.
It says the claim hardly rises to the level of concerns over health and safety sufficient for the city to exercise its police power in the interest of public health and safety, and more than the pretext of its predecessor of a pending septic disaster. It was sufficient to justify the violation of property rights. See, they'll use anything, any excuse, fabricated or not, to sit there and try to take away your property rights. And that's what that's what the attorney's arguing. That's what we've been saying this whole time. It doesn't matter what you want. Doesn't matter the facts. How many times have I said, it's amazing to me that our legislators in Bella Vista are stupid enough to sit there and kowtow to the people like, I don't know, Govern Me Harder Daddy Lucas, right? And I want to profile people as they're bringing in the beers and stuff, right? I mean, like,
well,
you're going to sit there and bend over for somebody who's obviously not right in the mind, fabricating stuff. Right?
Yeah. I mean, that just...
Oh, it's crazy.
That just gave the plaintiff's lawyer even more ammo,
Yeah. Well, our city attorney, he's not failing to, impress either. Because he's doubling down saying, well, what did he say? He said something to the effect of, the law doesn't give plaintiffs the authority to decide what legislation is needed in the city of Bella Vista. Actually, the people of Bella Vista elect their leaders. If in a proper, fair election, they do. I don't know, when USB drives show up on time, maybe we got that. I don't know. But the voters of Bella Vista elected a city council and a mayor to exercise that judgment within our constitutional framework. Whether or not the plaintiffs agree, council decisions with rational basis are presumed reasonable and constitutional. The Arkansas Supreme Court instructs us that the courts do not interpose their opinions on what is reasonable so long as there's legislative rational basis for the enactment. So your fabricated stories are legislative rational basis, right?
He just keeps on digging a bigger hole, man.
I mean,
he just can,
You have no documentation that there was a septic crisis. You have no documentation from your code enforcement of parking violations or noise ordinance violations. Nothing. Nothing. We've seen
the people that were upset about it, and they may be founded. But the problem is, just like you alluded to, is the fact they didn't pick up the phone and call the police. The police are responsible for noise ordinances, parking issues. They will cite
somebody's
them,
doing something
and you'll
wrong.
have the documentation.
Somebody's doing something wrong, Mark. I'll be the first one to pick up the phone and call the non-emergency phone line. But you know what? It still requires a cop showing up.
Yeah. But this is what happened 6 months ago, Chris, and they lied and they got caught in their lies. So the same perpetrators of these lies came and did it again.
Right. Well, and they all showed up. They all showed up thick as thieves, doing the same thing they did during the runoff.
Right, and the guy
Lying.
talking about having a gun range in his backyard. I don't even know what he was
that
talking about.
That guy's really got some rational and logical basis for influencing our elected leaders, right?
Yeah.
The fact that our elected leaders are bending over for these people who are irrational and illogical, and the boy putting his, crying wolf, or the dam's leaking, and well, you're going to sit there with your finger in the dam, boy, right?
Yeah.
Like those stories, Aesop's fables, man, really ring true with this demographic that's showing up screaming, "The sky is falling, Chicken Little," right?
Yeah.
The fact that our elected leaders aren't seeing through their BS tells me that our elected leaders have an agenda.
Right. Yeah, it's a real shame. I think at this point the judge is just going to have to put her foot down, man. Yeah. I mean, they just don't get it. They don't get it.
They bring up the fact that Bella Vista Ordinance number 2023-37 does not impose any tax, be it a sales and use tax. No, but that's part of your ordinance where it says that the person has to comply with the AMP's tax thing, so that the state and the city can collect those, right? So it's built into your ordinance.
Well, what they're trying to do
even
is
read the ordinance?
Look at the shiny coin over here, right?
The fact that they're charging an exorbitant amount of fees for you to have a permit to use your property as you see fit.
He even said that. It doesn't cost anything.
Doesn't cost anything for a business, but it costs you something as a private property owner. I don't know. Whatever, man. I think I'm going to build a gun range in my backyard too, bro. That's the update on that. I'm continuing to monitor it. I get notifications when something gets updated and all that jazz, but it'll be a while. It's going to be a while. I want to know what the judge is going to do.
It'll be a 4-year run like the other one. But at the end of the day, it's easy to spend somebody else's money, isn't it? The taxpayers.
Yeah, it is. So here's the update on Amped Electric Game, September 1st,
right, buddy,
September 3rd, man. All right, dude. We've got a full lineup schedule, but like I said, I want to encourage everybody to go out to Amped Electric Games website, get you a free general admission pass, right? This is courtesy of Amped Electric Games at Visit Bentonville. It's free to the general public to come out and watch these awesome races. It's like watching Formula One with no cars, just somebody riding a device, flying around a track. It's awesome. I'm telling you, I was there last year. I am part of the Amped crew. We do live streams for e-skates and one wheels and the whole 9 yards. It's free. If you go out here and you want to get the ticket, general admission ticket, $0. Go ahead and get your tickets. There are 990 tickets available as of now.
Get them.
Get them while they're hot, man. They're free.
Right.
Free.
Yep.
Oh, free. What? And what do you get with that, right? Okay, what do you get with that? There we've got vendors. We've got one-wheel vendors. We've got e-scoot vendors. We've got e-bike vendors. We've got e-skate vendors, EUC vendors that are going to be out there. They will happily help you get up on one of these micro-mobility devices, get you comfortable, and get you riding around on one. No problem, right? But this is an opportunity for you to venture into the world of these awesome devices. These are life-changing devices. They help you decompress. They help you de-stress. They get you active. They center your core. It's a lot of core workout, and it's a great time and a great community. We've got, a site map already out on the website, man. We've got a jump park, workshop hall. We've got Nasty's float shops, Dust Bowl. We've got X-Way indoor racetrack for the e-skates. E-skates are a little bit different. They require a smoother surface than what the oval track has. So they have an indoor racing arena for them. There is camping available. Obviously, the locals probably won't want to camp out there, but there will be night activities. They have Nasty's is doing their own Dust Bowl party and pizza party, and they'll have some nighttime activities. Obviously, be respectful to everybody if you're out there. Vendors, these things are changing on a daily basis. There will be food trucks available on site. The Dutch Oven on Wheels is going to be out there for breakfast and lunch and dinner. We're going to have nacho taters, man. Nacho taters. This is you can get a baked potato with pork in it and whatever. Idaho pigs is like I like to call them. They got They got some good food out of that little food truck, man. Saturday, breakfast, lunch. We got Kazali's Little Oven, NWA, and then the Dutch Oven on Wheels will be out there. Downtown Dogs. And then Sunday, Dutch Oven on Wheels again, man. our sponsors that we've already confirmed right now are Armadillos, the Mob Shop, Rev Rides, Visit Bentonville, EUC Underground, and Jetwave Wireless. Jetwave Wireless, I'm stoked to be working with those guys. We are going to be doing mic'd up for the live stream, bro. Mic'd up. So we will be able to hear the racers communicating, breathing. Heaven forbid they fall down, but if we hear them fall down, bro, we're going to hear them fall down. Right. So it's
couple
gonna,
choice words.
Yes. It's going to be an awesome event this year. And our vendors are coming in daily now. Yeah,
That's good.
Our team is working hard on this to bring one of the best events to Northwest Arkansas and to the PEV community. So I'm stoked, man. I am so stoked. But on top of that, we have partnered with SOAR NWA. They are doing Balloon Festival next weekend out at Benton County Fairgrounds. The dates are August 18th and 19th. You can see their schedule of events. And if you look here, Saturday, noon to 5 p.m. I'm sorry, noon to 7 p.m., Amped Electric Games is going to be out there.
Very cool.
Seth is going to be doing jumps. We're going to be doing the same thing we did out at Mudtown Days, man. We're going to be like bringing the stoke, man. Bringing the stoke and doing some jumps and encouraging people to come out to Amped and try out these devices, man. You know.
Very cool, man. It's good stuff.
Yeah. I'm excited, man. I'm amped up. So. All right, man. We're moving along in national news. Peter Doocy, man, he's been off the radar lately, hasn't he? He ain't been in the White House press secretary.
I saw that. He got shot. I mean, it's just, he's like the only one that's asking any legitimate questions. Everybody else is just they've checked out, man. It's crazy.
Everybody's just towing the party line, man.
Yeah.
Peter Doocy wasn't, man. He wasn't before, and then all of a sudden he just like went off radar. I think he had some family stuff going on.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But
you're right. That's a good point because I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
Unless he was taken out of the press corps. I don't know.
I thought for a moment that maybe he was just booted out of the White House, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, surely they couldn't do that.
They can revoke your press pass.
I don't think they could do that. That would be an infringement on the First Amendment rights. Freedom of the
rights? You have no rights.
Oh, well, yeah, you're right. With this administration, we don't. Right? Like, I would have loved to see that. Who was that CNN guy, that pompous CNN guy that was like always hammering Trump? I'm trying to remember what his name was, man.
Oh, Wolf Blitz? Was that?
No.
Oh, no, you're thinking of Cuomo, right? Chris Cuomo?
No, it was another guy. It was, I try to remember.
I know you're talking about.
Kind of like.
Bald guy there.
No, he had full head of hair, darker skin, like had a tan basically. But he would sit there and he would refuse to give the mic up at one of Trump's speeches. Like he refused to give the mic to a female reporter. I'm trying to remember what he worked for CNN. I can't remember what his name is. Obviously he's not, but like that would be a guy where I'd be like, okay, dude, you smacked a microphone. You smacked a woman's hand when she tried to pull the microphone from you, right? Yeah. Because you failed to like recognize you only get one question, right?
Right.
And he wanted to stand up there and do that. But like that would be a guy who could say, yeah, you're not welcome back, bro. CNN, find another correspondent, right? That's how I would have rolled. But they didn't even do that with that guy. But this cat, Doocy, man, like he's asking the hard questions. Been asking the hard questions. Always asks the hard questions. I don't know, proper journalism, right?
Well, that's what people want to hear.
Well, he's back in the shadows, man, and he's out bird dogging old Commander in Chief Sleepy Joe. Here we go.
Peter Doocy is in Belen, New Mexico for us. What did you get, Peter?
Nothing.
Sandra,
I
we
got
got
nothing.
a first of its kind reaction to that testimony. Nobody has asked President Biden yet about these allegations from a former Hunter Biden business associate that Hunter would call his dad, then the vice president, and put him on speakerphone to chat with
Give me my 10%.
his business associates. So at the conclusion of this event, I had a chance at the president's invitation, he waved his son over to ask him. There's this testimony now where one of your son's former business associates is claiming that you were on speakerphone a lot with them, talking business. Is that what?
Never talk business in England. And I knew you'd have a lousy question.
Well, why is that a lousy question?
Because it's not true.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Because it's not true. Here's a lousy
And
question.
so he wanted to talk about the transition to a green economy.
This is like watching, like, who's that guy who does Walter? Like the ventriloquist guy. He's got Jeff Dunham, right?
Yeah, Jeff Dunham. Yeah.
It's that's a lousy question. Why? Because it makes me look bad.
Right.
But I don't know. Maybe you making yourself look bad.
Yeah.
Joe.
I remember watching him talking and asking questions, and in the media room, and the rest of his peers were just looking down at their notebooks and their phones, just totally,
just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're just totally removed from what they're supposed to be doing.
Why does he keep on asking these challenging questions? You're not part of the team, Peter. You're not asking. You're not part of the media team. You're asking these challenging questions when we should be softballing the commander-in-chief, making him look great.
Well, you see the major news stations disintegrating now, Chris, but then you see them dumping heavy amounts of money into podcasts and other media sources, like we've seen in Northwest Arkansas. A lot of them
I'm going to tell you,
that are funded by huge corporations. You know,
we don't have like full bore cable here. Like I'm not paying for that crap, right? I got internet,
right?
I got streaming services. It
doesn't provide any value
and stuff,
anymore,
but being on vacation, man, it gave me an opportunity to like check out cable, right?
Right.
Oh my word, what are you guys paying for? What in the world? Did you know Chris Cuomo is still on the news, even though he was fired from CNN? Did you know that he's got his own little news, other news?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, what is this dude even? Got a panel of anti-Trumpers up there. I mean, like, these people just don't stop.
Yeah.
They don't stop telling lies.
Right.
Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little lies. Tell me,
well, they just have no integrity, just like his Andrew Cuomo, you know?
Yeah. I couldn't even believe that this guy still had like a valid, like, had a show with an audience. Obviously, it was based.
Yeah.
It was
Someone's
biased and
backing
based,
him,
man.
You know?
Yeah, probably his big brother, Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Like Peter Doocy, man, he seems to be a straight shooter when he's to ask the question, but I don't know. He gets shut down so much, man. It's like he's got to I don't know. He's got to come up with something, you know.
Yeah, it's his job. He's supposed to. He's represent the people, you know.
Yeah.
To talk about that, but it does now conflict with the sworn testimony of Devon Archer. Devon Archer went under oath to talk about these speakerphone calls. Some of the Democrats that came out of that room where they were listening in private said that the president was just talking about the weather, but he's saying that they didn't talk at all. Back to you.
Very interesting stuff. Great job, Peter Doocy, as always.
Talking about the weather, right?
I want you to do me a favor.
Talking about the weather. You know what else Joe Biden's talking about? Well, he's been talking to Gold Star.
Yeah.
There was a hearing that took place. I think it was earlier this week, right? This Gold Star dad blasts Biden for the Afghanistan withdrawal, and well, he's got some choice words. We're gonna go ahead and listen to this guy. We got a couple more of these too, because this is actually happening from your commander-in-chief. You know, these are the people that are running your military, your commander-in-chief, your general,
sad, man.
Secretary of Defense, all these people, right? All the people that were installed by this administration, and people died. You remember the exit from the withdrawal from Afghanistan was just totally,
it's insane.
It was the video footage that was coming out on the news and everything else. I was like, what the heck is going on? People grabbing on to military transports and falling off and trying to block. I mean, like, what in the heck? What in the hell? Like, I mean, like, but this actually happened. But on top of that, a lot of soldiers died. Marine soldiers, right? Marines. Here we go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, hold on. What are you doing, Chris? You gotta back that thing up. Back it up. Throw it in reverse. Hold on. I'm on a riding lawnmower real quick. There we go.
Midway through all of this should be a huge red flag. Why was that done? Because the prior ambassador was not on board with the decisions being made and the way it was being handled? If that's the case, then something needs to be done. In closing, I'm calling out Secretary Blinken, Secretary Austin, General Milley, General McKenzie, Lieutenant Colonel Whitehead, who could not give the order to the snipers to take out the bomber before he detonated his vest, and ultimately the president. Do what our son did. Be a grown-ass man. Admit to your mistakes. Learn from them so that this doesn't happen ever again. You all need to resign immediately. Our sons and daughters have more integrity in their little toes than every one of them combined.
My 9-year-old now, has more integrity than 99% of the people working for this administration. He really does.
Yeah, it's really sad. I mean, hearing this story is disheartening, but there's so many stories like this, Chris.
Yeah. We got a couple more.
Daughters, husbands, wives, you name it. You know, it's horrible.
It is.
It's just,
and the fact that
it's bad
this
enough,
administration is so removed from reality of their decisions. They're so removed from the consequences of their decisions.
I don't think they care, Chris. I think they're using them as pawns. They don't care. They don't care
They
about
don't
them.
care. Does it?
They're disposable. Is what
it is 100%. You know, okay, if we lose 100 soldiers or 100 military personnel, and we spin it, it's all about the spin with this administration. How do we spin this to make it look like we care? Right? Think about Kamala Harris. Right? What has Kamala Harris actually done in 2 years?
Absolutely nothing.
She's cackled a bunch. That's about
Just
it.
a figurehead. That's it.
But I'm sure she's profited by her position, power, right? Joe Biden's already on track, man. I mean, the dude's on vacation constantly now. I mean, it was like people were like, dude, he's been on vacation for more than half of the time he's been in office.
Well, this goes back to like what we said before about Chris. We talk about this
Delaware.
a million times. Term limits. This is a guy that's done 50 plus years between the Senate and the presidency. It's disgraceful.
And how many multi-million-dollar properties does he have? How many millions of dollars has his family, raked in? 10% for the big guy, though. Right? But you get what I'm saying? This guy is not a good guy, man.
But we've seen this before, Chris. Benghazi is a perfect example. Clinton, what did she say?
At what point does it? At this point, what difference does it make? Right? What difference does it make? Shut up, Hillary.
But it's someone's
your decisions,
sons and daughters.
Your decisions directly impacted American lives,
right?
And orphaned American children,
right? It's disgraceful, man. It is just. It makes you sick to your stomach.
Oh, 100% it does. As a veteran, it makes me sick as all get out watching these people act like. Right? They your average American, well, back in the day, your average American man, because I remember 9/11, dude. I remember like kids signing up left and running to the recruiting office, man.
Right.
Football players quitting their promising football careers to join the military.
Yeah.
And then succumbing to wounds in battle. Right. I remember those days.
Yeah, I do.
Because
too.
why?
Yeah.
Because our nation was attacked. Now, it's not even the fact that our nation's being attacked directly. We're being attacked from within with policymakers.
Yeah. It's funny because people, they talk about, where were you when Reagan was shot or Kennedy was shot? I remember exactly where I was when the 9/11, when the Twin Towers got hit. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. It's like, wow. And I also remember when they shut down every airport in the country, man. And
I do too.
Nobody was doing anything for at least 2.5 weeks. and the economy was tanking, dude, because nobody knew what to do.
No, but
everybody was trying to get back to normal life.
Everybody was glued to CNN and Fox, looking at the recovery efforts to try to pull at least one survivor out of the rubble of the Twin Towers.
Right.
But I remember those days 100% too. I remember about 6 days of no sleep after when 9/11 happened.
Right.
Prepping rapid deployment packages. Base was locked down, man. I mean, like, I remember that. Like, that's something that will never go away. And also, I remember having a child that was born, and not even 2 weeks old, and not being able to see her, right? Because I was, for the needs of the government,
right?
Corrupt government that now just craps on veterans left and right. That being said, when your commander-in-chief shows up to, check on you after you've been blown up, well, let's just hear it from the Marine's mouth.
Right away, like, remember him coming up to me, trying to shake my hand. Like, try to shake my right hand. And I look at him, and I'm like, I don't have an arm. And my left arm is in this big cast with this giant orange foam block around it. Completely immobile. All I can do is move my head. My arm's gone. I'm like, I don't have an arm. And he says, oh, and like kind of stands up and then like goes over to reach for my fingers because about an inch of my fingers are showing, and just like grabs my fingers. Doesn't greet me or anything. Just, that's what happened. Just grab my fingers. And I was like, okay, that's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. I would say that's weird. Oh, sorry. I would say that's weird. The fact that the commander-in-chief is showing up to check out, check out or check in on a
photo op. It's a photo op.
100% is all that was, man. But didn't even have like the mental capacity to say, oh, maybe I shouldn't try to shake the man's invisible arm. I mean, what are you thinking, bro? Maybe he's not. Maybe he's not thinking. But on top of it, here's another Gold Star parent talking about their interaction with losing a Marine child. We'll back this up just a hair. Sorry about that, y'all.
Was killed during that suicide bombing attack. Take a listen to this.
When he approached me, his words to me were, my wife Jill and I know how you feel. We lost our son as well and brought him home in a flag-draped coffin. My heart started beating faster, and I started shaking, knowing that their son died from cancer and they were able to be by his side. Also wondering how someone could honestly, be so heartless to say he knew how I felt a little over 24 hours and learning of my son's death.
This is disgusting behavior, man, from the highest offices of this nation. This is disgusting. This is, I mean, effectively what we're talking about is the president of the United States enacting stolen valor for his son.
Yeah.
In the
What's
face
even more
of
disgusting
family,
to me, Chris, is the fact that nobody points it out.
In the face of parents who just lost their children in battle, or a Marine that just lost his arm.
Yeah.
Almost both of his arms. No telling what kind of bodily trauma and this guy's going to have to deal with for the rest of his life. And you've got the commander-in-chief showing up nonchalantly. He's like, what's up, man? Let me shake your invisible arm. Right? This is not acceptable behavior. Is this acceptable behavior? Yeah.
Hell no. But here's the thing. Americans have become so complacent, they just ignore it. Like, oh, it's going to go away. Instead of bringing it out in the forefront and showing it for what it is.
The thing is, man, there's still people out here who supposedly back this man. You know, I don't see the backing for this man. I really don't. What I see is, well, never Trump, right? Well, Donald Trump's been indicted. I don't know how many times, right? What has Joe Biden actually freaking done? What has Kamala Harris done? is your quality of life better under this administration or the previous administration? How's your grocery bill doing under this administration versus the previous administration? These are valid questions that people need to be actually having a heart-to-heart with their wallet and themselves and their future. But they ain't doing it because they're just plugged into CNN, MSNBC. Let me go get another booster shot for this new variant that's coming out. Right? At what point do you identify as a GMO, people? Just got to ask the question, man. Just got to ask the question.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Maybe they identify as SMEAT. I don't know, bro. Bioengineered for your
One thing
for
I
your
do know is
consumption.
between China and Russia, man, they've got warships outside of Alaska right now.
I don't know. Meteor 2024. That's what I'm voting for, bro. I mean, at this point.
Yeah.
WW3 2024. That's I get on board with that. Let's get it over. Pull the Band-Aid off, man. Wherever the dust lies, it lies, man. Guarantee you I'll be fumbling around in the dust. I'm over it, bro. I mean, like, you can't help. Like, I've gotten to the point where I don't even want to argue with people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, whatever, man. Like, if you're like you're a Democrat. Oh, you're one of them. Okay. But you go ahead and live in fantasy land. I'll be out here hustling, paying taxes so that you can live off of whatever I pay taxes.
Yeah. Well, there's a time when people respected your party affiliation, and
I used to respect the difference of opinion, but I don't even respect the difference of opinion anymore because it's not an opinion. They're just parrots.
Yeah.
They're parroting somebody else's opinion.
Right. Yeah.
Well, here it is, buddy. Joseph R. Biden III, the former Attorney General of Delaware and the elder son of Vice President Joseph R. Biden, died on Saturday in Bethesda, Maryland. He was 46 years old. The cause was brain cancer, his father said. Mr. Biden had spent more than a week receiving treatment at the Walter Reed National Military Medical Center where he died. In a statement Saturday night, the vice president said, "It is with broken hearts that Hallie, Hunter, Ashley, Jill, and I announced the passing of our husband, brother, and son, Bo, after he battled brain cancer with the same integrity, courage, and strength that he demonstrated every day of his life. Don't think he was sent home on a plane in a flag-draped coffin, like some of these parents had to do because of the incompetence of the installed leaders by this crappy administration. Just putting that out there. These are facts.
I think he's on the onset stage of full-blown dementia is where you're at right now. Dementia, I mean, he's a danger to himself. He's a danger to the country. He's putting people in danger. You know,
me personally, I think he knows exactly what he's doing, and he's using that card so that he can get off scot-free. Mental incompetence is an actual legal defense.
Right.
It is. And, well, I don't know. I'm just going to leave it at that. Meanwhile, at Anheuser-Busch, let's just watch. Let's see what our good friend John Talks has to say. $26%.
Yeah.
$400 million? Wow. Now they're selling 8 of their beloved brands?
Yep.
Wow. $27 billion.
Make it a Bud Light.
Amen.
Oh,
hey,
my
$27
gosh,
billion
dude.
in
That
market
place
share,
is
and they
getting
still
ready to
can't even apologize. But here's the bigger thing.
They're getting
right
ready
here.
to implode, bro.
This is what blows me away. This is why investing now in the marketplace is insane because they have a responsibility to take care of the shareholders. Dude, this has been going on for months.
Oh, I know.
If you have a heavy position
since April, right? Since April.
AB, I'd be suing. Where is the SEC, man?
Well,
what is going? Is there any oversight anywhere?
No, there's
clown
not.
Show.
There's not. Unless you're on the opposite end, right? The only oversight that happens is for conservatives. That's the only oversight that's happening right now.
Why would I invest in the market when it's rigged like this? It was rigged back in the 30s. It's been almost 100 years since then. I mean, it's crazy. Well, late 20s, right? 29 or something.
You talk about the Great Depression era, which
crazy,
all the
man.
crap that got us into the Great Depression, right? It's the same. It's out of the same freaking playbook, man. The Great Reset. I don't know. That's conspiracy theory, right? But they're using the same freaking playbook that they did back during the Great Depression era. Look,
you see,
what are they doing? They're creating famine by letting, I don't know, the Bill Gateses and the Chinas of the world buy up farmland. Right. We're shutting down food manufacturing plants within our own borders.
Starve.
And then now what we're doing, we're inflating the crap out of everything, and putting people further and further in debt and putting more strain on the average American. What are they doing?
Credit card debt is $1 trillion. $1 trillion.
Credit card debt is. I think actually I saw a report. It's bigger than that, bro.
No,
I think
credit card debt. $1 trillion.
I thought it was a 1.3 trillion as of the latest report, right?
I mean, it's
more and more
insane.
debt. And then the Fed's doing rate hikes on top of it. You think you're going to get out of that credit card debt? No, buddy. No, you're not.
No.
Right?
But
somebody's
that
going to have to
goes
eat the
back
debt.
to what we were
But
saying
why?
before.
What is the point of this? Look at the American GDP right now, right? What is our GDP at? Nothing.
Yeah. Right.
What are we exporting? Nothing.
Yep.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, this goes back to what I was saying before. People are hurting, man. Now things are being bought on credit at 20%, 22%. But the Citibanks, the Chase banks, they're licking their chops. They love this stuff. They love it.
Yeah,
Jamie Dimon's on the golf course right now, smiling.
It's ridiculous, man. But you know what? This is all by design. You cannot convince me otherwise. You can't tell me this is just this is just how it is, man. We had a pandemic and stuff. Did we have a pandemic? No. I think all the science is showing that no, it really wasn't a pandemic. But whatever. Still believe that
2024,
right?
man. How many more years are you going to use as an excuse?
Right. Not seeing people fall out left and right other than natural causes. You know, like, I don't know. New variant coming, though, I'm sure, this winter. Or, AKA, the flu's rolling back around like it does every freaking winter. Right? Like, I don't know. I can't make this I just want to disconnect. Like that was the cool thing about being on vacation, man. Just unplugging.
You need to, man, because you got to recharge your batteries because it wears you out, man.
Yeah.
You know?
I that was the most amount of time that I have been off social media and just living the dream, bro. You know?
Yeah.
Living the dream. And it was awesome. So you come back to reality and you're like, man, this stuff is just such BS. Anyhow, Jim Caviezel? The obstacles behind releasing Sound of Freedom. We're not going to play this full thing. It's 45 minutes, but there's an interview out on TBN which talks about some of the obstacles and why they got involved in doing this movie. And I think the front end of this is kind of, I don't know. We've said this multiple times on the podcast, and it's like, do you have the intestinal fortitude to stand up for the truth? Do you have the ability to just, you know what? Right is right, wrong is wrong. I don't care if you're going to sit here and put out 100 news stories telling me, I don't know, the stump dump's not a freaking problem, right? It's a freaking problem in my life, bitch.
Right.
And I don't care what kind of narrative you want to paint. You need to fix this crap, bitch.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it's like Hollywood. It doesn't, if it doesn't follow their narrative that they want, then they're not going to produce it, man. And here's a perfect example. Is a huge topic we've been talking about is child trafficking, dude. You know what I mean? Across not only in this country, but across the world.
But this goes back to the thing, right? The thing where we have just basically delusional people in America sitting there saying, and they're within places of power, saying there's not a problem. No problem, right? But there is a problem. Remember during the pandemic, if one person dies because of an unvaccinated person, right? You remember that? Those narratives that they were shoving down everybody's throat, right?
Well, only to find out they were completely wrong. It was the other way around.
Yes.
And they're still pushing that propaganda. Yeah. It's
So,
still being pushed.
You know what? I don't know. It's a problem whenever it's in my freaking backyard, and it's a problem whenever I see it, and nothing's being done about it. And that has, having the moral courage to stand up and speak truth to power is the biggest thing that any American should be holding on to right now. Because without the First Amendment and having the ability to speak out, and it doesn't matter if you're speaking out on your religious truths or your personal truths, right? You have that ability. And for any corporations to sit here and shut you down, or the government to shut you down, or city governments, or community television stations, or whatever, to paint a different narrative and paint you as crazy person. Look at all the crap. Look at all the crap in this world that has been proven time and time again to be true, but they tell you otherwise.
Right.
Stop it.
Right.
And that's what I respect about these gentlemen doing this movie. And they got a lot of blowback. They've gotten to the point. Huge. They've gotten to the point where people were trying to buy tickets online for their movie and said, "No, we're sold out." And then people show up to the box office and they buy a ticket at the movie theater, and the movie theater is empty.
Yeah.
Right? Because they've been saying, "Well, the movie theater's empty or it's full. We ain't got no more tickets." And then people show up in person to buy those tickets. Well, they have to sell the ticket. Right?
Yeah, that's just horrible to do something like that. And
shadow bans, bro. Shadow bans on movie theater. Right. That's a thing. That's a thing in 2023. Amazing.
Well, this almost wasn't produced, Chris. I think it took 8 years from the time that they started the process and had private funding. Then the gentleman that was doing the funding in Colombia was running short on cash, didn't think he'd be able to get it done. And somehow they're able to produce it, and it's made over $100 million. It cost $13 million.
It took
to
them
produce.
It took them longer to produce this than it took Disney to ruin The Little Mermaid. To be honest, really did. But let's go ahead and listen to the beginning of this interview. This may encourage people to go out here. TBN on YouTube. Jim Caviezel. The obstacles behind releasing Sound of Freedom. Full interview. TBN is the name and title of the video. And you can see it right here. And we're going to go ahead and play it.
You pick my roles for me, and so in this time period where we're seeing films that are just
disgusting.
It has to be intentional, where Christianity is completely sidelined, and we continue to take it. We get on our knees with our mask on rather than standing on our feet.
We're going to unpack a tough subject. But guess what? We're going to unpack it. We're going to sit here till it's unpacked. Right? Yeah. So where does this start with you and what we're talking about today, the feature film Sound of Freedom?
So I had spent 12 years as a special agent, undercover operator, working all sorts of child crimes, but the vast majority had to do with end user, meaning the pedophile who possessing. And it broke your heart because you'd see the images and think, where are the kids? Where are the kids? Where are the kids? And that started to change when the laws started to open up and allowed us to start going overseas. A lot of the kids at that time were being, the child exploitation material was being made overseas. So in 2006, the laws changed, and we could go in search of any American who was hurting kids overseas, and we could hold them accountable as if they had committed that crime here in the U.S. So that was really exciting, and I got put on the first kind of jump team, they called it, the Child Sex Tourism Jump Team. Strange team to be on, I suppose, but so we started deploying overseas. I speak Spanish, so I was south of the border, and then my eyes really opened up. Like, not that it's not happening in the U.S., but it's more hidden here, and the U.S. has done a great job of uncovering what we didn't know was there and how to find that. But overseas, it was like in your face. Wow. Just go to this street corner, go to this beach, go here, go there. And we would go and just like, whoa, it's just right here. And so I started committing to cases, but the cases I would get involved in, probably maybe 10% of them I got to do something about. Jurisdictional limitation, budget limitation, bureaucracy. And I'd be told, come home. And I said, well, what am I doing here? Because I'm finding the kids, but you want me to find a U.S. kid or a U.S. pedophile.
And see, that's the thing. What do you mention? Bureaucracy, right? The bureaucratic red tape prevents people from doing the right thing, even though their soul and the way they were raised tells them to do otherwise. And I cannot express how much you remember during the Trump administration when they were busting his balls during an interview about QAnon, saying the world governments are run by an elite group of people who are into pedophilia and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, dude, doesn't sound like a bad thing, right? To bust that stuff up, right? It doesn't sound like a bad thing to bust that stuff up. But here we are, scenario again.
Fast forward.
Back into a regime that thinks it's okay for this. I mean, don't get me started on that diary.
Right.
That diary that they raided O'Keefe's house over, right? Whereas, I don't know, some shice. This family is not the epitome of the American spirit.
Right. I agree.
And I'm disgusted every day that this regime runs it, and I'm scared for 2024, man. I don't think we're gonna have a fair election again. They got away with it once. They're gonna do the same thing, bro.
Right.
Oh, I don't know. Am I denying election denier? Oh, somebody make that report. No, I'm just saying I don't think stuff adds up.
Right.
I'm a grown ass man. I'm intelligent enough to say shit don't add up.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Moving along, buddy. Man accused of threatening Biden is killed in the FBI arrest.
Yeah, so I saw that come over the wire, Chris. I don't understand. I mean, this guy is fed up and got emotional. I understand all that stuff, but what I don't understand is like the FBI. They show up there, banging the guy's door, just kick it in and shoot him. I mean, you'd think they could be a lot more savvy by maybe the guy goes out to get groceries
kid gloves,
or
right? Kid gloves, man. Treat it more, I don't know, you are innocent until proven guilty in this country.
Right.
Well, you used to be anyway, but apparently no more. We're holding grand jury indictments for former elected
Well, I don't even know what to
president
believe with this, to be honest with you. I know the guy made some comments online. I understand all that, but there was a better way than kicking in his door and shooting him.
Yeah, I mean,
come
honestly,
on,
man, somebody come and kick on my door at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'll probably shoot your ass too. I mean, to be honest, I mean, like, I don't know. I'm just waking up, having morning coffee, whatever. I don't know, but look, bro, not the way to do business.
Frightened him, I'm sure.
Not the way to do business.
Right.
Not the way to do business. But we'll go ahead and roll this, I don't know, narrative from my favorite news station, CNN.com.
Officials say FBI agents in Utah shot and killed a man today while trying to arrest him for allegedly making death threats against President Biden. Our senior crime and justice correspondent, Shimon Prokupecz, is gathering new information for us right now. What can you tell us, Shimon?
Yeah, Wolf, this was a very serious situation for the FBI. the last threat coming just days ago in preparation for the president's trip to Utah. Now, this is an individual by the name of Craig Robertson. He'd been under FBI surveillance for quite some time. But finally, after this last threat where he talked about Biden coming to Utah, that he was going to be digging out his ghillie suit and cleaning the dust off his M24 sniper, that they finally decided that they needed to move in and arrest him.
Yeah, okay. I understand. I understand why they showed up. Keyboard warriors are going to keyboard warrior.
Right. There's about 10,000 of those guys doing that.
But
you know what I mean?
we saw it on the flip side of the coin. And people weren't getting raided and shot. Right? They weren't. There were so many triggered liberals
right on TV.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, dude, Snoop Dogg, what? Give me a break, man. Who was the comedian? Catherine?
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about. The red hair.
Holding the head of it with a knife, you know? I mean, like...
Yeah.
Madonna. Well, I'm thinking about blowing up the... I'm not saying it, because I ain't saying it. And
Right.
not me saying that. These are other people's words. What I'm saying is this is... But these people weren't treated the same way, were they? Different strokes for different folks.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, it goes back to like I said before. Why don't you just wait till the guy goes to get gas or something like that? I mean, you have undercovers. You have to come in and show the.
Excuse me, sir. Can I talk to you for a moment?
But they're in a
What?
residential neighborhood, Chris, and they start blasting in there. Any number of things could have happened.
Yeah.
What happens if they engaged him and that guy started shooting back, ended up killing some people in the neighborhood?
Don't worry, Mark. I'm sure we'll get a full accounting of everything that transpired with body cam footage and everything else, right?
Oh, that was shut off,
Good,
Chris.
yeah.
You're never going to see that.
But
we know how that works.
It's how it rolls, man. The only question I have is, where was Hillary? Oh, I think that's a show, bro. Oh, actually, no, it's not. I got one more. I got some sound advice from a podcaster that I follow regarding this incident. He's also law enforcement.
Does this kind of explain to us that
But
what not to do
This is sound advice from a pissed
for
off
anybody
American.
else that wants to play a keyboard warrior?
If you want to play keyboard warrior, you follow these rules, okay? Here we go.
Do not put all of your thoughts, your emotions on social media. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look what happened in Utah.
Yeah. Don't do a podcast like me and Mark. Put all your we don't put all our thoughts out though. We're calculated when we talk. So, but he's got a point.
This guy looks like what's his name from Goonies?
Oh, he's getting ready to whoop some ass.
An elderly guy in his 70s gets smoked by the alphabet team for a post that he put on Face Crack, Facebook, whatever you want to call it.
That's correct.
Don't do it. Watch what you write in the comment section. Watch how you vent, okay? Everybody vents.
Yeah,
but you
they
need
do.
to find a nice, quiet place to do it, okay?
Those are for our after-hour
Criminalization
shows.
of the First Amendment is at an all-time high, and it's going to continue to happen. All you got to do is cut on your news. You can see the massive witch hunt going on. You can see everything taking place in this country for the next great selection process. Listen to me, folks. Don't fall for their trap, because it is a trap. Stay the course. Keep the faith. I'll see my folks on the flip side.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, it's good advice.
It's great advice, man. And I mean, you think about it. People freely talk about everything on social media.
Right.
They give little tidbits of their life away every day.
Well, and here's the thing. People are frustrated with everything else going on. They were caged up like animals for 2 years. You're in a
That was their only outlet.
That
That was their only outlet, too. Yes.
Yeah. Well, and look at it, man. There's a lot of mental issues that people are having out there, man. They're having breakdowns, and I'm sure this guy went through the same thing. And I'm not trying to justify what he did, but this could have been taken care of a whole lot different. And
yeah.
Probably could be still alive now. So
It could have been handled a lot more tactful, right? And that's the thing that I think that people lose. The pandemic has created a bunch of people who are self-entitled, untactful people, right? It's okay to be self-entitled as long as it's justified. Yeah. But you have to have tact. Right.
I just feel in this situation, Chris, it was sending a statement.
Oh, 100%. Don't talk crap about dear leader. Yeah. This is stuff that happens over in, I don't know, Russia and North Korea. You know, I mean, like you pissed off dear leader or his handlers one way or another. But a 70-year-old man, you know, do I justify that as a threat because he posted some bull smack on social media? No. It's your ability to act upon it, right?
Yeah.
And this should have been handled totally different, and it wasn't.
Yeah, it's a real shame.
Yeah. That being said, y'all, it's been a show. An hour and 20 minutes. Sorry we kept you late. I guess we have a habit of doing that. There's a lot to unpack and a lot of thoughts that roll through our heads. Yeah. But I hope everybody has a great weekend. Stay happy, healthy, humble. Get out and enjoy the nice weather while we got it. And we'll see you guys on the flip side because next week we're going to be doing SOAR. So we will have a probably quicker show next Friday because I'm going to be up early setting up stuff. But we will catch you guys on the next one. We may pop in during out the week. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Everything's fluid.
Yeah. Have a great weekend, nice everybody. And don't vent online.
Don't vent online. Be nice to one another. Everything is kumbaya and rainbow, unicorn rainbow farts. That's the way it is. Catch you later.
Take care. Bye.
Everybody, come take my hand, come take my hand, walk this road together.